You're about to take what could well be the most important tour of your life. It's going to be a worldview tour. Why did Jesus come into the world? Do you know who Jesus is? Do you know? We are going to turn and gaze upon the face of God. There is no direction you can travel in which God has not spoken. Who is man? What does God say about who man is? What takes us captive? What is insanity? Up from the goo we arose. Is our culture filled with lies? This is a battle of worldviews. Do you really believe that what you believe is really real? We will never be the same again. Okay, are you ready for your next tour?
Yes.
We're going to look at the area of philosophy and ethics.
We have a crisis of the loss of the whole concept of ethics.
There are staircases that go nowhere. There are pillars that serve no purposes.
Have you been taken captive? How do I know I exist? And if I do exist, why do I exist? If I think I exist, where did that thought come from? What is thinking anyway? What is reason? What is logic? What is knowing? If I know something, how can I know that it is real? And what is the meaning and purpose of life? Now, if you want an impossible task, try to find the answers in there. Well, today will be a little difficult, possibly. Evil. What is it? Where did it come from? Why is it in the world?
I prefer to not speak about this.
What is evil?
That's creepy.
We're going to now begin to lay this very critical foundation, asking the question, attempting to answer the question, who is man?
We're all born into sin, so our propensity for evil is just natural.
Everyone acknowledges that evil exists. I've very seldom seen anyone respond to it correctly. Man is created in the image of God. Then where does evil come from?
Who is God?
Who is God?
Who is God? The most important tour that we take, I love El Canal. There is but one living and true God. What does it mean for God to be jealous?
God has not been destroyed. God still exists.
Who is God?
But we have cast a shadow over his face.
So we may make God into a tree, or maybe we make him into the sun. Very few times in the scripture does God tell us what his name is. Who is God? We'd be better off trying to comprehend and define infinity. This is the tour that I don't want to come back from. You know what we're going to do in our tour today? We're going to look inside the box. When we open it up, what should we hear? What should we see? You are going to be amazed. Do you know how many stars we've counted? 76 trillion. Why is there something rather than nothing? Why is anything in motion? Why do we not have a dead universe? Can you think of that evolving? Why is there order rather than chaos? Why is there life rather than deadness? The impossible becomes possible. Have you ever thought about that? Science is involved in looking at this order and the harmony that God has created for us. We get cut, and we have to ask ourselves the question, why don't we bleed to death?
The cell is chock full of exquisite miniature machines.
Indeed, how did this happen? What is the spontaneous generation hypothesis? Darwin's theory is absolutely breaking down. What is the evidence?
The evidence is exaggerated.
That is this cosmic battle between truth and lie. We're going to build the final pillar, history. What is a lie? Historical revisionism, is it not? What is the definition of the present? This is what's happening, man, right now. What is that?
Without history, we're lost.
When all I have to do is fiddle with the past and make you believe what I want in the present. If the meaning of life really begins with you, the answer is pretty shallow. Have you talked to a chicken lately? God is a God of order, social order. Within the triune nature of God, we have everything. Are these also the result of just chance? This is where the battle rages. Everything is about relationships. What happened at the fall? All the relationships were severed. Intimacy, union, communion, fellowship, love, community. Wow.
many different ways you can view church.
I'm very wary of churches.
I want to try and answer the question, what is it that keeps us from intimacy? The God of the universe dwells within me? You can't divide the infinite God up into little pieces. If you buy this pair of jeans, you'll be significant. This hunger to be significant can destroy us. It is astounding to me to think that God would speak and all of creation would come into existence. Do you understand this?
No.
What does this sphere look like?
Of the people, for the people, by the people.
What is stealing? Can the state steal? There's another piece of the story, though. Can the state murder? Why did they ask for a king? The power of the sword to punish evil. Who's really in control here? Warning, you'll become his slaves. We have the privilege to intercede and intervene in the laws that are made. What is the conflict? What is the problem?
Without truth, there is only manipulation.
We're going to look at the American experiment.
The land of the free and the home of the brave.
There is a deep hatred for America within liberal academia. The people who founded this country, were they perfect? No. History, too, has been rewritten. We're going to look at the then and the now.
How is it that we've lost control of this whole thing?
Pray to God, love God, fear God, serve God. The foundation of this country is not the Constitution. It is much deeper than that. Most of you will spend the vast majority of your time compared to anything else in this sphere. What did God do for 6 days? He worked. God has created us to create. What do we think about corporations? What do we think about profit? What is the world's view of work?
Work is something you do to survive.
I've heard people say it's a 4-letter word. We're going to look at economics, art, media, music, and literature in this sphere of labor. Is beauty in the eye of the beholder?
No generations have ever been more manipulated than the generation that lives today.
Are you ready for our 12th and final tour? This is not one for us to neglect. Jesus is just about to pierce the heart. If we would but follow God's design in that social system, well, we would turn the world upside down.
People are saying it's all over. I think that's dead wrong.
Why are we to be perfect? Why are we to be humble? Who are the needy? We need to be good neighbors.
We're challenged to either confront culture, to abandon it, or transform it.
I have never sensed a more momentous occasion than now.